I apologize for taking a small break. I recently had some like weird life stuff happen, and it's a little bit out of my control. But today I'm gonna share with you what life stuff happened to me, and it's gonna be a little bit of a different video. And if you guys like it, maybe I'll do more. So I want to start this video off by saying that I am a forensic psychology major. Uh, and if you don't know what that is, basically I sit around and watch interrogations and learn about serial killers and crime. And after my degree, obviously, I would be someone who would be potentially an expert witness or a profiler or something in that realm. So, on August, what was it? August 6th, I had someone break into my car and steal my subwoofers, which is like $1,500. They stole my firearm. And I know you're going to be like, why the fuck did you have a gun in your car? Because I have a gun in my house. And so, one in both spots. Kind of just how I live. I'm not like some like yeehaw redneck or anything, but I grew up in a really, really bad place. Yeah, I've been jumped a couple times, so I definitely take precaution to not get my ass beat. Beyond that, I also lost like my wallet with like my enhanced driver's license and a bunch of different like other cards and stuff, which obviously is bad and really annoying because I don't live in the same state as my licenses. License that I have because it's an enhanced driver's license, which basically just means like I can go across the border. It has like a different security clearance level, and they do not mail it like through the mail. So unfortunately, I have to go all the way back home, which is like a 6-hour plane ride to go and get my ID back. That sucks. So I'm pissed. Probably like I would say $3,000 worth of stuff is ultimately taken out of my car. I obviously called the police. They took a report, did what they could. It's kind of like the local police. They not to say that they don't do anything, but they can't. Their hands are tied for a lot of. They have legal ties when doing anything. So, anyways, fast forward 2 days. One of my cards. So I canceled all of them except for one card. And the reason I didn't cancel it is because it's my Cash App card, and my Cash App card is very vocal. Like whenever you use it, it's gonna like immediately tell me. And even if I don't have like a fucking penny in my Cash App account, it will still tell me. So I left my Cash App card open. They used it, and it was from a place called Gambino's Pizza, which is one city over from me, like 15-minute drive. And I saw it at like 2 a.m., but it was like 6 hours previously or 8 hours previously to that. It was at like 5 p.m. my time. So I immediately emailed the police officer that had my case. I told him. And the next morning, I knew exactly where I was fucking going, to Gambino's Pizza. So I went to school, went to my classes, and then immediately after my classes, I drove to this other city and went to the pizza place, went up front, said, hey, listen, like, my wallet got stolen, a bunch of my other items were stolen. I really need you guys to tell me who it was, or if you have cameras, or anything. And she looked at me and was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And literally, I don't think that this is actually legal. I think that this is like a violation of something. However, obviously, under the circumstance, maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. They left their address, their phone number, the name that they left, everything. So right now you're thinking, what a fucking idiot. And you'd be right. They're fucking idiots. So I immediately knew I'm going to try this pizza place because there's no fucking way this guy was willing to get caught. Like, this pizza has to be so goddamn good. We sat down, ate some pizza. It was pretty good. Definitely not worth getting caught over. I basically made like a stupid tweet. I should have just said nothing. I was like, all right, bro, I'll be at their house in 10 minutes. Who wants me to stream? And obviously it was a joke. I'm not going to live stream that. But a bunch of my friends had basically messaged me and said like, yo, don't do this, like it's dumb, like you're gonna end up in like a shootout or something. So moving forward, I actually went to the local police station, talked to like the sergeant there, gave him all of the information that I had from them. But I had basically told him like what I was in school for and what I was doing. And he I'm not gonna, for legal reasons, I'm not gonna say that he said to do something, but he did not say shit. He knew exactly what I was gonna do. He knew that I was gonna go over there. So, anyways, it's so funny because their house was, I could see their house from the police station. It was less than like a block away. And if you're not like American, one block is like, I don't know, like maybe like 100 meters at the absolute most. It's not a lot. You know, I go drive near their house. It's actually in an alleyway. So it's in someone else's property, like behind an alleyway. They live in like a fucking shed, basically, like some shitty shack piece of shit house. You're driving through the alleyway and I'm just looking out, you know, checking everything out, and then we do another loop, because I'm trying to figure out, you know, I'm trying to assess the situation. How dangerous is this? Do I see my subwoofers in someone's vehicle? Do I see anyone outside? How's the neighborhood? Is this like a crime neighborhood? It wasn't. Basically, how's the atmosphere? And the one thing that I did notice is that they have a lot of cameras around their house, and it is just so common for a lot of criminals to have cameras around their houses, especially when they're criminals for like thievery and stuff like that. Pulled around to the very front. I parked my car in the street and I walked to the house that I was assuming was like renting to the other people, to the people who like ordered from my card. I walked to his house. I knocked on the door. I said, "Hey, I know this is really weird. Who lives behind you?" And he said, "Oh, it's people that I rent to. Why? What did they do?" And I said, "Oh, so you already know then?" And he was like, "No, I know they got a lot of bad people that come back here with them. The people that I rent to are fine. It's like everyone that they bring are just really trash." And I was like, "Oh, well, they basically, someone from there ordered Gambino's pizza from my card, and all my stuff is, you know, got stolen, and all of that." And he said, "Oh, wow, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. I can give you all of their information or whatever." And I was trying to match the phone number that they used at the pizza place to what he had to try and like narrow it down. The phone number did not match. He asked, "Do you want me to go back there with you and we can talk to him?" I said, "Oh yeah, this is perfect." So we went back there. He knocked on the door, and then this older lady answered, maybe like late 50s, answers and said, her name is Valerie. Says, "Hey, how's it going?" And then he briefly explained the situation, and I said, "Yeah, so someone here was using my card at a pizza place, and it was a woman. And are you the only woman here?" And she's like, "No, I know exactly what you're talking about, and that was my daughter. I did not know that's what she was doing." Which, let's be real, guys, that was probably bullshit. She probably knew exactly what she was doing, just trying to save her own ass. And if she didn't know what she was doing, wow, that's just like really shocking. She explains the whole thing. You know, she says, "Yeah, I heard them using all of your cards, trying to order pizza, and I know that they have your gun and all of that, and I don't want to be involved in it, and I will fucking throw them under the bus. I do not care." She said, "I have grandkids, and I really don't want anything to happen to them. I don't know if you're coming here to like fuck them up or something, but I don't want to deal with it." And I said, "Ma'am, listen, like, I have nothing to do with you. I just want my fucking cards back. Like, I just want my gun back." And so we take each other's numbers, and she said, "If you want to wait around, like, they'll be back in 15 minutes. So it was her daughter and her daughter's son. This guy's name is Jaron. Jaron was one of the people who stole stuff out of my car. Valerie had basically said, "Yeah, my daughter and her daughter's maybe like 40, by the way. My daughter and her son are coming back. They'll be back in 15 minutes. So the landlord looks at me and says, "I'm not going to wait around to see you guys, like, you know, I'm not going to get killed because you guys are fighting or fucking shooting at each other." Anyway, so we leave after that. We exchange numbers. I begin to drive back to the police station, tell the sergeant everything that I had learned there. And I immediately, as I started talking to the sergeant, I started getting a phone call from Valerie, and she's like, "Hey, listen, they know where that gun is, and it wasn't even them that did it. It was someone else. It wasn't them. It wasn't Jaren, which is so Valerie called me, so it's her grandson is Jaren. She's like, no, nobody did that. It wasn't us. It was someone else. His name is Russell. I'm not gonna use his last name because I don't want you guys to like look him up or something. His name is Russell, and uh, this Russell guy, he took your stuff. It's with him. It has nothing to do with Jaren. And so I was like, okay, whatever. The sergeant, I forgot to mention, the sergeant asked me to be quiet about him being there and just to put the phone on speaker. So he heard the whole thing. I hang up the phone. He basically looks at me and says, "That is so crazy that they would say that," because Jaren and my wife was with me at this point. Jaren is about her size, and she my wife is 5'3", maybe like 115 pounds. So there's no way that they would like he would say that because he is about to get fucked up. And then he started explaining me this Russell guy. He said this guy is a bad fucking guy. He's tough as nails. Been in and out of prison for a long time. Every time we go to like take him down, it takes 3 or 4 cops to actually take him to the ground and take him in. He said he's like aggravated escape from jail. He's a bad fucking guy. So anyways, I was like, oh shit, well, I probably don't want to encounter that guy. Basically, we gave him all the information, and I started driving back home. So this police station hopefully could link up all of the information with the police station from the city that I'm actually from, or the city that I actually live in, and they have all the information about me getting my car robbed. I know a lot of people are thinking at this point, like, yo, what a fucking idiot. Why are you running around doing this? But the reality is, this is what I live for shit like this. I love crime stuff. I think it's fascinating. So moving forward, I started driving home, and this lady Valerie called me again and said, "My daughter's so scared. She's scared to death that you're gonna press charges and this and that." And I said, "Hey, look, just have your daughter call me, whatever, right?" And she said, "Okay." So her daughter calls me maybe 10 minutes later. She said, I don't have your gun. I don't have your gun. I never even used your cards. It was actually Russell's girlfriend at the time. Like, man, all these people turning on Russell. This is some stupidity right here. Because this guy seems like an actual fucking badass. He's been turned on twice now. And it's apparently Russell's girlfriend who was talking. Because there was a woman on the phone. And it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was her. Blah, blah, blah. And I didn't tell her this because I want to keep her mom as an ally and as anonymous as possible. Her mom already told me that it was her. Her mom fucking yeeted her under the bus so fast because people who have been in trouble before, they don't want to be in trouble for someone else's stupidity. And that's exactly what she said. She said, I've been to prison before. I don't want to go there. And yeah, my daughter did use your cards. I fucking heard her. That's what she was doing. She was rotating through your cards. She used like all 5 of them. And for me, I'm thinking, this fucking bitch. But at the same time, I mean, obviously this lady, Vanessa, which is Valerie's daughter, does not want to go to prison. Because fraud is kind of OP. And then she would probably get fucking slapped with like theft, grand larceny, like a bunch of other shit, right? Moving forward from that, definitely I just said, hey, look, like, don't say anything to anyone. I don't intend to press charges. I just want my shit back. Like, don't talk to this Russell guy. Don't talk to your kids. Just do not tell anyone that we talked. Unless, obviously, the police, if we ask. So, I get home, and then I report it to my local police because I refuse to believe that they ever would have connected a city over. And maybe they do work with each other, but I will tell you this. It is really impossible for a day cop, right? Someone who just drives around, answers calls, dispatch. It is very impossible for them to do as much work as is needed to recover things. So yes, there's a serial number on my firearm. Obviously, it was reported missing because if someone else goes and dies from my firearm, then obviously it's going to be in my hands essentially, where I'm in trouble. And so that is reported. So if that pops up anywhere, it won't. If that pops up anywhere, I will be, absolved or whatever from any fucking crime. But that being said, sometimes, that concept to me is not good. Oh, when your firearm pops up, yeah, if it pops up, it's gonna end up in the hands of someone really bad, and they're gonna be fucking killing people. And that's kind of my whole logic behind going after these people. I do want my shit back. It's kind of a two-parter. The bigger thing is that these people have a firearm and they're fucking bad. They're bad people. And they're trying to sell it to even worse people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my gun to end up in the hands of someone else and then, not that I would get in trouble legally, but they're going to go and fucking kill someone. Well, that's a goddamn problem. So from there, I was reamed out by one of the officers because they're like, you need to stop going to people's houses and blah, blah, blah. Well, if you would do your fucking job, I wouldn't have to do it for you, number one. And number two, you don't get fucking paid enough to do what I just did. And you guys, it would have been a week or longer until they responded to my message about my card getting used. A week. Well, let me tell you how restaurants work. Restaurants, unless they keep very, very good records, they delete shit every 48 hours. Like footage, they delete fucking records on the computer. All of that shit gets deleted. I know because I've worked at one. I've worked at multiple, and like especially as like a kid, and people, that's how that works. It gets deleted after an amount of time, and I'm not gonna fucking wait 1 week on a lead that I have. So could I have avoided going to their house? Yeah, probably. Was it bad? No, it was fine. I think it was all overall good. And we figured out like who it was. I know what this guy looks like. I know what he's been in trouble for. He's a bad fucking guy. That being said, I have not recovered any of my stuff yet. And again, if I would have continued to try to recover my stuff, I would probably have it back by now. I'm going to be completely honest. If I went to this, and I have his complex, I just don't have his house number. If I would have went to his place, maybe it would have ended up bad. Who knows? But the bigger thing is that I probably would have gotten my shit back, and the police will probably never get my shit back. It will probably never happen, right? This gun is only going to pop up after it fucking kills someone. So I felt like it was valuable. The most important thing is that we figured out who it was. And, maybe someday I'll be able to see my stuff back. And hopefully my gun doesn't end up in the hands of someone who just goes around killing people.